It's neo-colonialism. The Congo must be destabilized. That's the plan of the West. It must be destabilized. With all the mineral resources that are needed today, you need copper, you need cobalt, you need gold, you need coltan, you need diamond. The world needs it.
Yeah.
Today we speak of electric vehicles. You need lithium. You have all those minerals in the Congos. Because if the Congo is stable, how would they get it at a cheaper price? They're not gonna get it at a cheaper price. Congo can wake up in the morning and say we are going to process all the minerals in DRC. You will come and buy from us. So, that's capitalism. When you speak of free market, I'm surprised you are the defender of free market. That's free market for you.
Well, I never said I'm a defender of free market. But, I'm
free market, because that's how free market works. For you, for the United States to be what it is, they must oppress some people. For all these superpowers that you see, one must be oppressed. That's the problem with capitalism. And there's a relationship between capitalism and racism. Those two go together. It's the two sides of the same coin. Where there's capitalism, there's racism.
Okay.
Where there's racism, you will see capitalism there. And it's usually anti-black racism.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
No, there are so many scholars. You can have an example of South Africa.
Yeah.
DA will always tell you, South Africa with this fancy English of John Steinesen. South Africa is the most unequal country in the world. Who said that? Yes, the World Bank. In the same report of the World Bank, it speaks what is the first factor of the first factor that contributes to inequality in South Africa is racism. It's racism. Where white people control 85% of the economy. 85%. You go in the corporate sector, 62% of managers are white. In a country where you have probably 85% or where the majority of the population are black people. The only thing that the ANC have is a position in the ANC is actually the ruling party, not the ruling class. There's a difference between the ruling party and the ruling class. The ruling class, these are the white people that you see there every day. You go to Santon, you go to this fancy, to this suburb, you go to Norwood. Black people is white. It's white people. You go to Cape Town, it's white people. They control the economy. You go to Stellenbosch, it's white people. What do black people have here? No. Now, when you are misguided and you don't have, you don't want to think, like Julius Malema always said that people are non-thinkers, you end up becoming like a dudula.
So these are like loopholes they're looking for, scapegoats rather, a way to like.
African politicians has been like that. When there was this phenomenon called Ghana Must Go in Nigeria, when they expel, I don't know, 2 million, I don't know the numbers of Ghanaians that were expelled from Nigeria. It was because of that. Because they failed. When politicians are like that, when the economic policies have failed, they must find a scapegoat. And the scapegoat is always the immigrant. You go to America today, the scapegoat is the immigrant. You go to the UK, the scapegoat is the immigrant. You go to France, the scapegoat is the immigrant. Wherever you go to all these economic superpowers, whenever the economy is not doing well, one must be blamed. It's usually the immigrant. It's the same thing that is happening here. They must find a scapegoat. And the scapegoat is always the immigrant. The immigrant will always be, if you decide to immigrate to America, you'll be a scapegoat. You'll be a scapegoat.
Going, you're discouraging me.
Don't worry, you'll be a scapegoat. No, you will get some benefits there, but you'll be a scapegoat. When things become difficult, you'll be a scapegoat. Recently I was working on an academic article on these delivery bikes. Wherever you go, it's done by immigrants. You go to Germany, you go to France, you go to the UK, it's done by immigrants. You go to America, the taxi industry is controlled by immigrants. Those are jobs that are done by immigrants. Those are the lowest Those are low jobs. When you're in an economy, a capitalist economy, actually it's like that. A capitalist economy. One thing that when you're a non-thinker and you turn into a thinker, you will understand that wherever there's capitalism, there's a class that must be oppressed. Capitalists thrive in low wages. When you're a capitalist, you are like, okay, today I'm going, because this month I made 1 million, but I want to buy a yacht. But I have these employees, the salary that I'm going to give them, no. I must find someone who can do the very same job at a cheaper price. And who can do that? It's the immigrant, because he's undocumented. He has no right. Because if you wake up in the morning, start complaining and say, okay, we don't have papers, I gave you a job, you can leave. So they are scared. So that's how they do, especially in the construction industry, especially in the mines and these zamazamas, Those are undocumented people. They are just being exploited. The immigrant is always being exploited. That's why when even you speak of human trafficking in South Africa, the first victim of human trafficking in South Africa are not South Africans. It's the immigrants. People from Somalia, there are so many reports. The problem, people don't read, my brother. People don't read. And when you don't read, you are not different from someone who has never been to school. If there are so many reports, government reports, you have books written on that. The majority of people that are victim of human trafficking are immigrants. Somalis, Ethiopian, even the Chinese. Recently, I think it's 2 or 3 days ago, there are some people that have been sentenced to 20 years in prison for human trafficking. Chinese, they traffic Chinese. The immigrant is especially the people from neighboring countries, Zimbabwe, Lesotho. So Ethiopia is a bit far. You have Somalia. Those are the victims of human trafficking. Yes, it exists also. Some South Africans are being trafficked, the kids, the women. Yes, and speaking of crime, but to understand, basically to understand the problem in South Africa, you need to go to the root cause. Otherwise, you're just gonna heal the symptoms. And if you heal the symptoms, the problem is still there. It will come again. It will come again. It will come again.